audible? Check, quick check. Even online, can you confirm?
Yes,
Audible,
sure.
visible,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, perfect. Then let's get started. So Pranali, in the order of speaking, you wanted to go second, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Abhilash is yet to join us. We have Shivam online. Shivam, is it okay if you can be the first speaker for today?
Yeah, it is okay, Sarath.
Okay, perfect. Then I think let's get started. Whoever has joined online, if you can try to come on camera, that would be great. We'll have a much better interaction. An audience here can come a bit closer and face the TV because we are having some issues at Learning Hub. The Learning Hub system is not connected and we are doing it through my laptop. So apologies for that. And I believe we can get started. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to 267th Toastmasters SoundBytes Club session. Our Sir Abhilash is running a bit late. He'll be joining us soon. That's why I am starting the session as the Sir. And we do have our ex-Sir with us here, right here, Shwet. A special thanks to Shwet. He has joined us. Maybe this is one of the first times where an ex-Radisys employee has come and joined us for the Toastmasters session. So let's have a round of applause for Shwet. Thanks for joining us. Great to have you here. Now, as a SAR, there are certain ground rules that we normally mention before the start of the session. We tend to avoid speaking about sex, religion, or politics. In case you really have to speak about it, please be very mindful in terms of the language that's been used. And whoever joins online, please try to come on camera to have a better interaction. And please mute yourself unless you are actively speaking. And Toastmasters is a very supportive and positive learning environment where members are empowered to improve their communication skills and leadership skills, thereby improving their confidence levels. That's what our main motto of Toastmasters as a club is. And with that, I will quickly hand over to myself as a Toastmaster of the day and president to take the event forward. So firstly, as a president, I would like to again welcome all of you to the 167th session. And it is always a good scenario when we have more speakers lined up. I'm very happy to see that since past couple of sessions, we've been seeing a lot of speakers because we have seen in the past where speakers are less and we had to do it like a table topic marathon. But rather than that, I would prefer this scenario where we have more speakers coming up and improving their speech levels. And I always say that giving speeches is what is the most valuable when it comes to Toastmasters license. You will utilize it to its proper best whenever you appear for your speeches. Thank you so much. And I would like to especially thank Mr. Nipun Jain, who has joined us from Shelby Top Club. Thanks a lot, Nipun, for taking out time for us and taking up a role. He'll be one of the evaluator with the agenda and evaluations and details. We will talk it up forward. Now, as a president, I would like to mention about today's theme, what to believe and what not to believe. So anyone would like to say something? What do you understood from the theme? What is it going to be? What is your expectation from the theme? Huh?
Propagandas mainly.
Propagandas. Okay. Shweta, classic Shweta we have here. Okay. What to believe and what not to believe is a dilemma most of us currently go through because of too much information available out there. So we are in the information world where you have any doubts, you can through prompts ask ChatGPT or Cloud or Copilot or Gemini, whatever it is, right? There are a lot of models out there and there are a lot of information that is available. Now, how to process all this information? How do you know which is accurate, which is not accurate, which is completely wrong? And then they say even some of these models have hallucination problems, right? They even come up with scenarios which doesn't even exist. Now, how do we try to solve this scenario? Will you do the normal Googling or will you go to some of the Quora forums Previously, we used to have such type of communities and forums where we used to see, oh, what the discussions are going on. And then still there will be, people up and against, right? You have both sides of the coin. You never know the proper answer sometimes to a simple question, because both can be true, both cannot be true. Now, now in this such scenarios, what to believe and what not to believe. Sometimes you have to go with your gut feeling. Sometimes you have to go with your own personal experiences. Sometimes you have to see how your body reacts to if it is, about organic food or some of the food supplements, etc. There are a lot of information out there. And what you can normally trust is you yourself try it and see how your body reacts to it. Unfortunately, you might have to do that also. That is what today's theme is all about. And to take it further, I would like to now come up as a Toastmaster of the day to take the session forward on what to believe and what not to believe. So we're just starting, and as a TM only, I'm just taking up. You can, face this side as a change, because we are not using the projector and the other setup.
Okay.
So you can just come. So we have Abhilash also.
Apologies.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Surprise me.
Yeah. And now coming back to the theme, what to believe and what not to believe. I am definitely not going to do certain complicated discussions like religion. Of course, we don't talk about religion, whether God exists or not, whether devil exists or not, what to believe, what not to believe. Let me not go there. I'll not even go to the political side of things, whether Iran is right or Israel is all right or Palestine is right. I don't want to go there. Also, there are enough confusions and enough, supporting and non-supporting facts out there. So I leave it up to you. What today's theme is about is much more simpler things in life. For example, I'm a 90s kid. So when I grew up, it was 90s. So at that time in the TV, there always this ad used to come. Dood, hey wonderful. Anyone, have you heard that? Be your rose glass full, dood. They must in every season. Piyoge for healthy reason. Rahoge fit and fine. Geoge 99. Dood. And then now, those days there was no confusion. Milk means good health. Milk means you get all the required calcium, good fat, energy, everything. There was no confusion there. And now coming to modern times, you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. There are so many studies that says that cow's milk is not meant for human body. They say human body can't really process milk well. There are enough studies out there that says that please try to avoid milk. And nowadays, whenever you go to the doctor with any gastric problems or any problem with your stomach, etc., first thing they ask is, do you drink too much of milk? If you drink too much of milk, try to avoid drinking milk for some time and see your gut might thank you. I'm like, what? And I have grown up all these years thinking, do this wonderful, right? So what to believe and what not to believe. So what I have chosen to believe is for my body, do this fine, milk is fine. So I'm going to continue taking milk. That's it. Because I have done enough research. Even if you ask ChatGPT or other AI, it's going to confuse you even more. It's going to give you points to and against. And sometimes they even give the sensible option of, hey, try it yourself. And if it suits you, good. Otherwise, no. Sometimes that's what you will have to do. So with that, little trivia about the milk, we can go forward about today's session. In today's agenda, we have 3 speeches, right? So we have first prepared speeches, then we have the evaluation segment today. And for prepared speeches, we have 3 speeches lined up today. So we'll have Pranali, who will be attempting her L3 P2 speech. We have Abhilash, who will be attempting his L1 P2 speech. And we have Shivam, who will be attempting his icebreaker speech. That is the agenda for today. And after that, we'll have the evaluation segment. Now for evaluations, any evaluation is not complete without the tag team. And today in my tag team, other than the timer, accounter, and grammarian, I have 3 evaluators who's going to help me with the evaluations. As Shivam is going to be the first speaker for today, I would like to first introduce evaluator of Shivam, that is Aishwarya, which is tough to do because he has not shared with me you know, the Aishwarya, any confusion? You will be doing
I
Shivan's
thought I
icebreaker
was
speech.
I thought I was evaluating Abhilash.
No. Abhilash will be
I'm
evaluated by
evaluating
Chitra
Shivam. Sure.
as
Okay.
requested.
Sure.
Shivam,
No
Shivam's
problem.
icebreaker
Yeah.
speech. So it's going to be icebreaker. It's not going to
Sure.
be confusing anyways for you.
Okay.
So we have Aishwarya, who is the evaluator, who will be evaluating Shivam's icebreaker speech. As usual, she has not given me any introduction, and I have also not asked for introduction. I would like to quickly say that she is into Korea. I know whether Korean dishes, Korean series, etc. And these days, I'm watching a series called Wonderfuls in Korea. It's pretty nice. I would really recommend if somebody has not watched it, watch it in original Korean language with subtitles on. Anyway, with that, I would like to hand over to Aishwarya to quickly explain her role as evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath. Yes, I've heard Wonderfuls is really good. It is on my to watch list. And yes, please, when you're watching foreign language shows, please watch it in the original audio with subtitles. It just gives a better experience. But that apart, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to be evaluating Toastmaster Shivam's icebreaker speech. Icebreaker speeches are really, really special because they are the first time you are officially coming forward and speaking as a member of a Toastmasters club and introducing either yourself or just a part of yourself or your life to the members present at that point. So I'm not going to be looking for much. All I am going to be looking for is to get to know you better, Toastmaster Shivam. So you are going to have 4 to 6 minutes, and I am going to be evaluating you on a very simple metric, which is, are you able to effectively tell me who you are? That's it, or at least was some part of your life. That's about it. All the best, and over back to you, Toastmaster Sharath.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya, for explaining the role. Now to quickly move towards the second evaluator. So for the second evaluator, we will have a whole Nipun Jain with us, who will be evaluating Pranali's L3P2 speech. Now, just to quickly introduce Nipun, give me 1 second. Yeah, he's a passionate Toastmaster who likes to dabble in multiple things. Outside work and Toastmaster spends time with family, reading books and weekend chef. He has taken multiple roles within the club, including being the president and immediate past president recently. With that, over to you, Nipun, to explain your evaluator role for Pranali's speech. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath. I hope I am audible.
You are audible but not visible, though.
Yes, there's some challenges with the bandwidth today.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Okay, great. So I will be evaluating the L3P2 speech by my targeted speaker today. And the purpose of the project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized and well-researched speech on any topics. I'm looking forward to some amazing insights via that speech, and all the best to my targeted speaker.
Thank you, Nipun, for that. And now moving towards the third evaluator for today. So we have Chitra, who will be evaluating Abhilash's L1P2 speech. Chitra, over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Sharath. Yeah. So today I would be evaluating Toastmaster Abhilash's L1P2 speech 1 speech. So this is the first step in the evaluation and feedback journey. The speaker's goal is to deliver a well-organized speech and receive feedback. My role as an evaluator is to identify what worked well and offer suggestions that will help the speaker grow and return stronger in his next speech. All the best to you, Toastmaster Abhilash.
Thank you so much, Chitra. Now, quickly moving on to the tag team itself. First, we have timer. For today's timer, we have Harshita with us, who will be noting the timings. Over to you, Harshita, to explain.
Yeah, thank you, Sharath. I'm the timer for today. My role as a timer is to monitor time during the prepared speeches and the evaluations. At the end of the meeting, I will report the times taken by each participant during their speeches. This will let you know if you delivered your presentation within the allocated time frame or not. For the prepared speeches, it is 5 to 7 minutes, plus or minus 30 seconds. At 5 minutes, I will show green background. At 6 minutes, I will show yellow background. At 7 minutes, I will change the red background until the speaker finished. Just I'm showing my sample background. Yeah, it will be like this. For the evolutions, it is 2 to 3 minutes, plus or minus 30 seconds. At 2 minutes, I will show the green background. At 2.5 minutes, I will change the yellow background. And 3 minutes, it's red background until the speaker finished. You can pin the timer for the better view. Over to you, Sharath. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Timer Harshita. Now, quickly moving on to the next role taker, R counter. We have Usman with us for the R counter. Over to you, Usman, to explain the role.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I'll be taking the R counter role. So where I'll be, different criterias like well, so, like, but, and any words that is getting repeated, so that everything I'll be counting. And yeah, I think at the end of the speeches, I'll report that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Usman. Now, quickly moving on to the next role taker, grammarian. We have Somnath with us. Somnath, over to you for the grammarian role.
Yeah, I all.
Okay.
So I'll be taking the
Yeah.
I'll be taking the role of the grammarian. And for today's meeting, the word is unflappable, which means having to show calmness in a crisis. An example of using the word is even when the projector stopped working mid-presentation, the speaker remained entirely unflappable and continued the speech without missing the beat. So over to you.
Maybe you can present.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe you can just put in the
Yeah,
chat.
I have put it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Unflippable, right?
Unflappable.
Unflappable.
And on FLPA,
FLPA.
Unflappable. Okay.
Unflappable.
I'm trying to being unflappable myself when the projector is not working
Yes.
and the room audio is not working. So
That's the proper use.
yeah, thank you. Now with that, before we move on to the prepared speeches, coming back quickly to the team, what to be team and what not to be team. So this conundrum between Diet Coke versus normal Coke. Anyone have heard about this issue that currently is going on, whether Diet Coke is more healthy or normal Coke is not? Yeah. So now, of course, I am not talking about the case of diabetes because, of course, Diet Coke is gonna help because it doesn't have any sugar, but it has artificial sweetener, which they say is even more harmful. Now, when I used to go for movie theaters, I used to always take a Coke. And then later, all these studies started coming that this much of sugar is there, please try to avoid. Then I switched to Diet Coke. And I used to tell my wife, hey, this is 0 calorie. It's okay. I can take as big of a Diet Coke as I want. And then there are enough studies now that says that if you are not diabetic, please choose the normal Coke over the Diet Coke, because apparently the artificial sweeteners they use is even more dangerous than the sugar. But
the issue is people are getting addicted to Diet Coke now.
Diet Coke.
Yes. They are drinking Diet Coke every day, thinking it's healthy. Because it has 0 calories. They don't know it's 0 calories because of government restriction. Because government doesn't provide any caloric value to the artificial sweeteners.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. That's a great, information from Shreya. Thanks for that. So again, I would say, please, the best thing is stick on to the water. At least for now, we know that drinking enough water is good. Now, I don't know, some years in the future when my kid grows up, but some study will say that drinking more water is also injurious to health. But
milk.
yeah. So until then, maybe we can stick on to water. With that, we can move on to today's prepared speeches, which all of us are waiting for. And now there's a slight change in the order. We will have Shivan's icebreaker speech first today. And just to quickly introduce Shivam in his own words, he says, I'm originally from Kasrawad, a small town in Madhya Pradesh. In my free time, I enjoy playing cricket, watching comedy movies, and learning new technologies. With that, over to you, Shivam. My journey from my hometown to Bangalore. Shivam, my journey from my hometown to Bangalore. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Master Sarath. Yeah, it already Sarath told, like my topic is my journey from my hometown to Bangalore. So maybe this will some comedy also there and also some extension there. Maybe I'll tell one by one. Maybe this will be good. Yeah, hi all. My name is Shivam Kuswa. I am from Kasrawat, a small town in Madhya Pradesh. Today I would like to share a little about my journey. So I was born and raised in Kasrawat. Life there was simple and enjoyable. I completed my schooling. There was spent most of my time with childhood friends and family. And during my school days, mathematics was my favorite subject. I enjoyed the problem solving and learning new concepts. However, I don't know when I joined bachelor's degree, so my interest changes to mesh to computers. Then I interest learning coding, programming, and technologies. Then sorry, Bhupesh. And I learned like I knew that time like I want to set my career in the technology technology field. After completing my bachelor's degree, many of my friends are interested in the government exams. They prepared government exams, but at time I don't know from where I'll move forward for technology fields. But during that time, I got to know like in Indore, coaching is there. That time like I heard like NITs offered MCA. Like if we prepare entrance exam, so we'll go to if we get good rank, so we'll select in the NITs college. So that time one day I went to Indore and searched coaching classes. Then I joined one of the coaching in the Indore. And then I joined the coaching classes, studied and prepared hard work around 1.5 years. But suddenly in my life, COVID came. Like after 2 months, exam was there, and I got to news like COVID was there, so all exam was postponed. So that time I was completely disappointed. Like because complete 2 year I was hard studied for this exam, but the COVID came. But exam disappointed. But again, we all like coaching member came home and did hard work and prepared exam again. And after 6 months, like COVID situation goes slowly down, then again exam postponed. Like then we got to know after the Diwali exam was there. So like I prepared well for exam and fortunately I get a good rank and selected in the NIT Suratkal. After that, like so admission is done, but still college was not open. Then we joined the online classes and online friends because all friends from complete India, not from the like MP I can say. So all the friends online only. So we enjoyed together online only, like this Toastmaster. We create every night one meeting and join the classes and enjoy like what you studied. Sometimes funny also, sometimes song, sometimes we'll see movie together. After some time in the Google we saw like NIT have itself beach. Yes, we can call NIT beach. So we saw many photos, but we not go. So we like always nervous because like this is good college, but we never go there. But eventually after second sem, like days came, NIT reopened and all they called all the students in the college. So we all went to college and we saw many friends face to face, like they're all online friends, but we came and met face to face and we like enjoyed, played, and also some created memorables moments. After some time, placement started, season started. Then again, like friends like this only. People are studying, preparing for like companies, campus. Like example, like creating clear round, but at the last round is not clear. So people again create and we create plan. How can we clear this type of company? And then one day came like Radisys came and I cleared one by all rounds. And at the end, like I was sleeping that time, but HR called you were selected. So that is completely I was happy. Okay, this at the end, if I selected there, that starting my professional career brought many new challenges. Like I had to learn new technologies, like it's scale script, new city, new need to sorry, I work with new people. It was not easy for me but very challenges help me grow both professionally and personally. One challenge still I'm facing in English. Sometimes I speak too fast. Maybe are you like people like guessing like in this case is always like speaking fast because this is not my first session, and sometimes like I is nervous with speaking with new peoples, in mostly in English. That is the one of the main reason I joined Toastmaster, and my goal is to become a confident speaker, improve my communication skills, and express my thoughts more effectively. I believe every person has unique journey, and this is a small part of mine. Thank you everyone for listening my story.
Thank you, Shivam. That was a great icebreaker speech indeed, because icebreaker is all about introducing yourself to the club, and you have spoke enough about yourself. But I will leave the heavy lifting with the evaluator, who will be evaluating your speech anyway in detail. Now, with that, we can quickly move on to the next speech. And for the next speech, we have Pranali with us, who will be delivering her L3P2 speech. Now, to quickly introduce Pranali in her own words, she says, I enjoy exploring new places, trying different cuisines, and even preparing them myself. I'm perfectly comfortable dining solo at a fine restaurant because, as I like to say, who wouldn't want an entire dessert all to themselves? Being a sweet tooth, I can really relate to that. And now, with that, we have Pranali here with her L3P2 speech. Pranali, learn to love thyself. Learn to love thyself. Pranali, over to you. Is Pranali audible to others? I think we are not able to. Yeah, I think
It's
your video
frozen.
is also frozen. Yeah. You want to try turning off the video, turning it on again.
Maybe she can drop and join again.
Maybe you can drop and join again too. You want to try that? Yeah, I think others are able to hear us.
She can send it in the chat.
Pranali, are we? Or yeah, in the chat we can just inform her to drop and come back. Can somebody?
It is SoundBytes.
Yeah.
In chat.
In meeting chat we can.
Meeting started. This one.
Pranali, you wanna drop and yeah, this one only. Yeah. Now you want to just drop and join back. Yeah, Pranali, you are not audible, visible for us.
Issues with the system nowadays?
I think last time there was some issue.
Kind of
But,
stuff is going on.
or maybe shall we change the order in case Pranali is still facing some issues, then we can make her the last speaker. We still have one more speech lined up. Shall we do that? Maybe we can make her the last speaker for today. And we can now carry on with the speech from Abhilash L1P2. I hope that is fine, right?
Yes.
Chitra, Aishwarya?
Yeah.
That's okay. So let's do that. Okay, sure. Then quickly, as Pranali is facing some technical issues, she can be the last speaker. Now we can have Abhilash's L1P2 speech. Now to quickly introduce Abhilash in his words, he's a software engineer by profession and a curious learner at heart. He says, I'm still figuring out what to believe and what not to believe. But until then, I take everything with a pinch of salt and adds a little sugar when I speak. With that, over to you, Abhilash. Add to cart, add to confusion. Abhilash. Abhilash, add to cart, add to confusion. Over to you, Abhilash.
Yeah. Right. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Abhilash, and I think this is probably my first speech in person with other people. So here we go. All right. So I love shopping. I like buying new things. And I'm pretty sure that is true for a lot of people. So what do? You're walking in the city, you see a nearby store, you see whether it has some potential to crave your to meet your shopping cravings. You enter the store, you browse through the items, you look at the price tags. If you like that item and it fits within your budget, you just pick it up, you go to the billing counter, you hand in some cash, and there you go. You take the product home all happy and satisfied. Very simple, very peaceful, honestly quite beautiful. Oh wait, I think I just described the shopping experience from 10 years back. Let's start over. Let's do this again. Today, shopping begins even before you enter the store. First, you open Google Maps and you look for the nearby stores. And obviously, you filter for ratings. And any store below the rating of 4 is discarded because obviously any store below the rating of 4 could be a suspicious establishment. And then you look for reviews because you don't want a disappointing store experience. Fine. After all of that, you choose a store and you go there. And when you enter a store, something magical happens. A salesperson magically appears from thin air. He just decides to become your personal store genie and decides to tag along with you throughout the store. You take 2 steps, he takes 2 steps. You look at a product, his face becomes very hopeful. You touch a product, he says, sir, it's a very good product, buy it. So now that with your new best friend in the store, you're walking around in the store, you're looking through items, you're looking at the price tags. And guess what? There is a discount. And there's a discount on everything. This seems to be the trend nowadays. There's a discount on everything. 10% off, 20% off, 30% off. But here's the catch. They don't put the final price after discount on the price tag. See, that would be too easy. What they do is they put the original price on the price tag and they proudly announce the discounted rate right next to it. So what do you have to do now? How do you figure out the final price after discount? You have to now start doing all kinds of mental math and gymnastics, mental gymnastics. You see the price of the item is 3,999. Of course, you have to add a bunch of nines. So it's a price of 3,999, and let's say there's a 10% discount. So you calculate, okay, discounted rate is 399. Now I have to remove 399 from 399. The final price is 3,500. And then you begin to wonder if this GST applies before discount and after discount. So while you're sweating and doing all this kind of mental math, your new best friend is standing right next to you and probably judging you at your poor mental math skills, right? Yeah. So you're done. Once you finally figure out the discounted price, you do what every responsible shopper does in the modern era. You open Amazon or Flipkart because that's what you do nowadays. So on one hand, I have the product which I chose in hand, and in my other hand, I am looking for the same exact product online. And what am I doing? I'm looking at the prices, I'm looking at the reviews, I'm looking at the ratings, I'm looking at the refund policy, I'm looking at the replacement policy, I'm looking for warranty, I'm checking if it has extended warranty, I'm checking if it has bank offers, credit card offers, I'm checking if it comes in EMIs and no cost EMIs, and I'm looking for pay later schemes. So while I'm supposed to be shopping, I'm basically doing a mini research project at this point. All right. And I'm holding this product in my hand, and I know my new best friend is wondering whether I'm here to buy the product or write a thesis on it. So finally, I've chosen after all my research, I am at peace. I've chosen a product. Okay, the journey is almost over. I just need to take this product. I take this product. I go all the way till the billing counter with my credit card in hand, ready to pay and just be done with it. So then the person at the cash counter looks at me and he asked me a very deeply emotional question, which is akin to the modern retail, which is, sir, do you want a bag? It is chargeable. And this, obviously, I'm not unflappable to this particular question. It always gets me. Because for some reason, leaving the store with the product that you bought in a bag is some kind of add-on service that is trending nowadays. It's a special service these stores provide. And here I'm feeling guilty because now I have to pay for the bag, right? And I also realized that the reason they came up with this policy is because they want to save the environment and whatnot. I'm having this guilt of spending more money and doing some kind of damage to the environment through this very simple experience of shopping. So fine, Then I do what everyone does. I lie to myself and I say, you know what, I'll buy the bag now and I'll definitely bring a bag later, which is obviously not going to happen. You've been there, I've been there. Fine. We buy the bag. And then what do we do next? Then the store cleric, he hits us with the next philosophical question. Sir, we want to contribute 2 rupees for the Children's Foundation. Here we are again. Now I am debate. Now my first instinct is like, of course, it's just 2 rupees. I will contribute to the children. I want to help the children. Then another voice in my head says, how do you know the company is actually giving the 2 rupees for the children? What if it's some kind of clever monetization scheme to take advantage of your charitable and good nature? Then the other voice in my head is like, it's only 2 rupees. I don't care what happens. If they give, good enough. Then the other voice again says, no, it's not about the 2 rupees. It's about the principle behind it. So here I am standing at the billing counter, holding the entire line behind me, and I'm having this internal moral debate about over 2 rupees. So this is kind of what the modern shopping experience been like. And by the way, I sometimes do donate the 2 rupees and sometimes I don't donate the 2 rupees. But whenever I do donate the 2 rupees, whenever I say no to the 2 rupees, I have this very apologetic face to the cleric. I'm like, no, look, I do care about the children, but I just don't trust corporates. So this is kind of how the modern shopping experience has kind of evolved to be. So I would like to, and you know what? It doesn't have to be this way. You know, you can just go into a store, pick an item that you like, pay for it and leave with or without a bag. Thank you very much.
Thanks for excellent speech. And wow, that's an L1 P2 speech, right? I started to question my entire Toastmasters journey now. Then I have completed all my levels. I would keep that hidden well within me and won't tell anybody. I would just say I'm just about to give my icebreaker rather. Yes. So with that, we can now quickly move on to the next speaker. Pranali, can we have a quick audio check and video check? Mic testing 1, 2, 3. Like how we do in.
Audible, visible.
Sorry, can you
Yeah.
repeat?
Am I audible, visible? Am I audible, visible?
Yeah, you are okay.
Am I audible?
Like, yeah, you are audible. Maybe a slight lag in video we are experiencing here.
Okay, I'm having power cut at my area. I'm so sorry.
No, I think it is okay. We can still go ahead. And let me just again quickly introduce Pranali. So Pranali is here to give her L3P2 speech and to introduce her in her own words. She says, I enjoy exploring new places, trying different cuisines, and even preparing them myself. I'm perfectly comfortable dining solo at a fine restaurant because, as I like to say, who wouldn't want an entire dessert to themselves, right? And with that, here we have Pranali. Pranali, learn to love thyself. Learn to love thyself. Pranali, over to you.
Hi team, I hope I'm audible and visible to all.
Yes.
Still kind of laggy.
Yeah, but I think we can proceed.
Loves me not. Loves me not. Do I love me? Do I love me not? Love, without any doubt, is one of the most powerful forces known to mankind, right? There are many forms of love. A mother's love to her children's, your love for food, my love for books and my food, which I can totally have it all to myself. And some people even have love for Taylor Swift song and K-pop. And also for some people have love for dinosaurs. But perhaps the most difficult and most underrated and misunderstood love is love for ourselves. Raise your hands, my friend, if you have ever consoled your friend when he or she is struggling. Now keep your hands up if you say the same things to yourself when you were struggling. That's the gap. That's the gap between how generous we are towards others and how reluctant we are to ourselves. I'm pretty sure many of you might have seen this movie called as Dear Zindagi. That is one of my favorite movies. This movie has Shah Rukh Khan, who is a therapist, and Alia Bhatt playing role of Kaira, who is the victim, who is the person who goes through a lot, anxiety and many other things. So there is one thing that happens in that movie that I can never forget. That is Shah Rukh Khan, the therapist. He says to Kaira, who is Alia Bhatt, he says that we choose a chair. We try multiple chairs. We try to sit on them. We try to test that chair, right? We try to find another options. We try to see black color, blue color, the standing one, the one who bends, which can get folded, and many more. We give ourselves options to choose from that, right? But when it comes to choosing for ourselves, we rarely extend that grace, right? We judge ourselves swiftly and we lose a handful of failures. And then we spend years, sometimes decades, sometimes forever, carrying those luggage of failure with us throughout our life. And then those labels, they become to feel like a permanent wall, whereas they were always meant to be just a signpost. And studies by Dr. Kritin Snap, a pioneer of psychologist from Texas University, she has done a deep research on how we mentally think, how we mentally grow, how we mentally think about our self-esteem. And her findings were striking. She found the people who practice self-compassion, they are less driven. They were not softer or not less ambitious. They were more resilient. They were bound to face the setbacks faster. They experienced significantly lower levels of anxiety and depression. And they were far more likely to try again even after failing. And then we have one more research done in 2012, published in Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. Furthermore, found out that self-compassion individually maintained higher emotional stability under stress. Not by ignoring their flaws, but by responding them with the same warmth that we would offer to our friends, family, or any of our people which we find are good to us. Right? Now, I want you all to imagine you all are holding this glass of water. And you hold it for a minute. We don't feel anything, right? Now, imagine you are holding it for a minute or maybe for an hour. Now, your hands start to ache, right? Your hands start to give you signal that, okay, it is hurting, right? Now, imagine you are holding this glass of water for the whole day. I mean, you're holding this glass of water for the whole day, doing your all activities. Can you think that this glass of water didn't change its weight? It was as is, right? It didn't exceed by any gram. It was as is. It was just you were holding this glass of water, and it kept on increasing. And that's what changed, is how long you choose to hold it. Self-criticism self-criticism works precisely the same way. One mistake is not heavy. One is not rigid. At the same point, we must ask ourselves, are we really ready to let it go and accept ourselves the way we are? With that, today, I want you all to just ask yourself this one thing: am I loving myself enough? Am I being there to myself when no one is around, when I'm in that struggling period? Love me, and I choose to love me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pranali, for that, really inspiring speech. I really wished the technology would have done justice to the speech of hers today, really using the props and everything and really putting in the effort. But I think technology was slightly glitchy today. But then, yeah, nevertheless, it deserved a, in-person delivery actually. But nevertheless, congratulations on your entry into completion. Now, with that, we can quickly come back to today's theme of the day: what to believe and what not to believe. Now, if you're into health supplements, this is one of the toughest things to do these days, on what to believe, on what to not to believe. You can, really, I can already see people nodding their heads when it comes to health supplements. There was a lot of, I was always taking whey protein, thinking that at least that is, at least healthy.
Right.
But now in whey protein, there are different brands and different composition. Now, which brand to trust? And now with a country like India, there are a lot of fake products out there. How do you know what you're getting is really a genuine product or not? Then I thought, okay, let me directly buy from companies like My Protein, directly through their website and avoid the third party altogether.